You've seen them before. 7 signs you're intelligent. 10 habits of high IQ people. And every time, it's the same stuff. You overthink. You stay up late. You like deep conversations. Cool. But what if you don't relate to any of that? Does that mean you're not intelligent? Not necessarily, because sometimes the real signs of intelligence don't come from you. They come from how other people behave around you. So here are 5 ways people unconsciously behave around someone they perceive as highly intelligent. And stick around till the end, because there's a bonus sign that isn't in other people. It's hiding somewhere unexpected. Number 1. People start editing themselves around you in real time. And no, I'm not talking about nervousness or insecurity. I mean, you're talking to someone, they're relaxed, saying whatever comes to mind, and then suddenly, something changes. They stop halfway through a sentence like, wait, that's not what I meant. Or they're about to make a joke and just delete it. Or somehow a simple answer turns into a full TED Talk. That's usually not random. When people think they're talking to someone intelligent, their brain stops running on autopilot. Part of their mind starts asking, do I sound smart right now? Did that make sense? Should I explain that better? It starts filtering, editing, rewording, in real time. Why? Because around someone they perceive as intelligent, people become more aware that their words might be understood more deeply than they intended. It's almost like they step outside themselves for a second and start hearing their own words the way you might hear them. Psychologists call this self-monitoring. I call it your presence making people proofread themselves. Number 2. They remember conversations. Here's one that sounds like a compliment, but it's actually kind of eerie. Casual conversation, nothing serious, and somewhere in the middle of it, you just say something. The way you normally do. You forgot you even said it. They didn't. 3 days later, hey, I've been thinking about what you said. And that's the thing about people around someone with a high IQ. Your words don't just land and leave in their head. They loop. Because when someone around you hears something that's just slightly ahead of where their thinking currently is, their brain doesn't file it away and move on. It flags it. Holds it open, like a song that starts playing in their head, but never quite reaches the chorus. That's the Zeigarnik effect. The mind can't let go of what it hasn't fully processed yet, and since they can't fully categorize what you said, they keep returning to it, turning it over, trying to close the loop. You were just talking. They walked away with homework. Number 3. Bigger lies. Okay, this one's a little funny. And also deeply uncomfortable. You'd think being around someone intelligent would make people more honest. It does the opposite. Because here's what happens in their head. This person is going to see through anything basic, so I need to upgrade the lie. A normal person gets, sorry I was stuck in traffic. You get a whole story, timeline, supporting characters, emotional arc, possibly a villain, and you're sitting there like, this is oddly specific. That's not a coincidence. That's construction. Psychologists call this strategic deception, where the perceived intelligence of the listener directly increases the effort and complexity of the lie being told to them. They're not lying more because they respect you less. They're lying better because they respect you more, which means the most elaborate story someone's ever told you was probably told to you specifically. You didn't get the lie. You got the director's cut. Number 4. Fake ignorance. This one is sneaky, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Sometimes someone will ask you a question they already know the answer to, not because they forgot, not because they're confused, because they want to watch you answer it. They're not testing your knowledge. They gave up on that part. They already assume you know things. What they're actually testing is, does this person make me feel stupid for not knowing? Do they sigh? Do they over-explain? Do they get that look? You know the look. Psychologists call this impression formation testing, where people probe not for information but for character. How you handle someone beneath your level tells them everything about who you actually are. And here's the kicker. They've already decided what they're hoping to find. They're rooting for you to be normal, decent, human. But sometimes it's not even a character test. Sometimes they already have an opinion, already made a decision, and they're asking you to confirm it. Not because they need the answer, because your answer feels like a certificate. Like, okay, the smart person agrees. Now I can trust it. Number 5. Unusually honesty. Wait, didn't I just say people tell bigger lies to intelligent people? Yeah, I did, and I stand by that. But here's the thing about human beings. We contain multitudes. We're complicated. We contradict ourselves constantly because the same person who constructs an elaborate lie on Tuesday will sit across from you on Thursday and tell you something they've never told anyone. Unprompted, unplanned. I don't know why I'm telling you this. You've heard that before, maybe more than once. That's not random. That's thin slicing, where people make rapid unconscious judgments about how deeply someone sees things. They think this person gets it. This person won't flinch. The careful version of themselves they show everyone else quietly steps aside, and suddenly, you're getting the real story. You didn't ask. You didn't push. You just showed up. And somehow that was enough to make them crack open, which is beautiful. And occasionally, a lot to carry. One of these on its own could just be the person, could be the moment, could be nothing. But 2 or 3 of them, consistently, across different people, different rooms, different conversations. That's not coincidence, that's a pattern. But even if you didn't relate to any of these signs, that's okay. Because here's something worth thinking about. Your brain becomes what you consistently feed it. If your home feed is full of this kind of content, videos that make you think, question, look at human behavior differently, you're already doing something most people aren't. The algorithm doesn't lie. What you watch shapes how you think, and how you think shapes how people experience you. So maybe the signs aren't there yet, but they will be. Hit subscribe. Stay on this side of YouTube. Your future self will quietly thank you for it.